Hey Rally Besties, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. Today I'm really excited to just talk about some book ideas. This video did so well and a lot of you guys actually really did enjoy hearing some random ideas that I have for books. And yeah, if you guys don't have any book ideas, I have so many for you. I have so many, so I'm so excited to get into another 20 book ideas which you can use to start your own novel. I do want to give a huge shout out to Milanote for sponsoring this video. Thank you so much, Milanote. If you guys don't know Milanote, they are amazing. Especially if you're going to brainstorm some of these book ideas, you need to check out Milanote. Milanote is a free online space for you to brainstorm anything you like. If you're creative and you love to brainstorm, love to plan, love to create little boards for your books, for your projects, for your schoolwork, literally anything, Milanote has an amazing space for you. I'm currently using Milanote to create one of my novels and to brainstorm one of my new projects called Project Samson. And I think it's really helpful because if you guys are creative, I guess you're a writer, you know how messy it is, especially starting a new project. So Milanote is an amazing and free space. Yes, Milanote is actually free, by the way, to brainstorm your ideas. Something that I always say in all my videos is that ideas inspire new ideas. So the way that Milanote works is they create amazing boards which can draw a lot of different types of media together. So you can create Pinterest boards on there, you can link playlists, music, YouTube videos, images and characters and plot templates. It's such an amazing space. And of course, Milanote helps you organize all these ideas and all these brainstorm spaces in a way that's actually really personalizable. How do you say that? You can personalize your stuff basically. So whether that be a script, a new novel, a chapter, a blog, or a creative project for school, like you can use Milanote for anything. And of course, the one thing that I love most about Milanote is its flexibility. I use Milanote on all my different devices, and since it's online, it also saves to the cloud, so you will not be missing or deleting or accidentally coming back to your project and seeing everything gone. Milanote takes care of that. And what's even better is that if you guys are having trouble coming up with new templates, or you kind of just need a more guided sort of space to really bring forth your creativity and your ideas, Milanote has over 100 amazing inbuilt templates that are available to you for free. You can share your boards with your friends and colleagues too and gather inspiring feedback in real time. And I also thought it would be a cool idea just to kind of give you a little bit of a tour of my Milanote just to show you how cool it is. So if you do get an idea from this video, you can see how you can use Milanote to brainstorm your amazing idea. Here I have Project Samson. I have all these different boards. I have research over here, which is kind of all about brainstorming and thinking about your book and, you know, using sort of real settings or real people to inspire your story. And then I have plotting over here, and this is like all the plotting stuff, very loose plotting, like the 3-act structure template, world building, etc., and a drafting little board over here which I have for my manuscript page. My favorite page is actually my brainstorming page over here, which you guys have probably seen in some of the previews, but I love how like interactive this is and how you can just really see how things work together. As you can see here, I actually have like a news story where it can kind of actually be inspired by a literal news story for this project looking for Samson. I have a couple of little ideas in these bubbles, and it's just such an amazing fun process brainstorming. I adore it. I wanted to show you a bit of a plotting page because I have been using Milanote for a while and this page literally has saved me so much. It is the story outline template. I remember like going to this template and actually like brainstorming Project CZ, one of my really old projects. And this is what it looks like. It's literally amazing. And this is the best. Like, I hate plotting, but Milanote makes it so easy because as you guys can see, I have the opening, rising, action, climax, and then I can go forth and write my zero draft for this book. I actually want to show you guys one more page because I'm obsessed with personalizing and creating templates like this. Here I have a character profile, and this is one of my characters from Project Samson. Here we have Heidi. I adore her. This literally is like my favorite page ever because I love characters. If you guys have watched all my videos, I love characters. I love especially this little part, which shows like a sort of direct sort of link between what your character is and how your character has been throughout the book and what they become. So like this sort of interactive stuff is so fun to me, and the fact that you can create little vision boards like this and you can just move everything around so easily. It's literally just such a interactive space and a very creative space for writers like us. But anyways, I'm gonna go to my home page, and this is what it looks like. Again, you can just create these boards, and it's kind of like a little bit of a home page, a little bit of like a website for your book, which is so fun. But anyways, this is me just giving a little bit of a tour, and yeah, let's go ahead and get on to the video. So Milanote, of course, is for free. If you guys want to check them out, definitely do down below and sign up to Milanote today. So yeah, I really encourage you guys to check out Milanote, and yeah, thank you so much Milanote for sponsoring this video and making this video possible. But let's go ahead and get on to the video. Let's go. Okay, number 1. A siren plagued to never return to sea meets a night messenger on the way to the kingdom. So like this gives me a little like mythical vibes, and it's like of course like a love romance between a knight and like an upholder of the law and the mysterious siren. If you guys don't know what sirens are, they're kind of like sea creatures. And anyways, yeah, she's kind of plagued never to return to sea, so she's kind of like a human disguised as a siren. And I guess maybe in that world sirens are like witches and they can't be trusted and stuff like that, but the knight doesn't know. The knight just knows that she's in trouble and needs to take her back to the kingdom. So that's really interesting. The second book idea is a quiet reader begins to see particular things in the book they're reading happening in their real life. This was my dream when I was like a 16-year-old book nerd. I would just be reading my favorite books and just like, wow, like why can't I see this man in front of me? Why can't he ask me to go on this adventure with him? But like this sort of thing really does, I don't know, make me excited, and something that's really like a fun, passionate project that I would love to get into. But you can either kind of create new characters or characters of your actual books, or maybe characters from other books, such as like Cassandra Clare's like Shadowhunter world, maybe mixed with like the Six of Crows, Leigh Bardugo world, like those sorts of like characters and those sorts of plots like thickening in this real person's world. Like that would be so cool. The third book idea is a young mage is on the journey to get one last ingredient and meets a Riddler goblin in the woods. This seems like more of a short novella, sort of a mysterious sort of book that seems so fun to write, especially with the riddle part, and a riddle goblin. And it gives me vibes of Smeagol and the Lord of the Rings, and I am all here for it. I think it'll just be such a fun little thing. And yeah. Number 4, a white-haired boy, because I love white-haired boys. So a white-haired boy who is a trainer in a fable academy becomes entangled with the life of a forbidden underground library after one of his assignments leads him to investigate. So I think this would be really interesting. Lots of like magic, lots of like Laszlo Strange vibes. You know, that sort of like aesthetic, or Starless Sea, like those sorts of vibes are very, very cool. And I think of course Forgotten Underground Library, yes, and especially like it's tied into his assignment and how like maybe that will lead to something mysterious or something like that. I think that'll be so fun to just explore. Number 5, a traveler wanders in and out of a forest, remembering a life he didn't know he had lived. Okay, why did that slay? That sounds so fun. Like how mysterious and how much fun you can have with like the creativity in this book, and how like different lives, yeah, and like how this wanderer, like what was his life before he started wandering? Oh my gosh, guys, I also just watched a movie. It's like a Polish movie on Netflix. Go watch it. It made me cry. It's called A Forgotten Love, and it's the most wholesome thing where like the main character is a doctor and he gets beat up and like has amnesia, so he like wonders and doesn't know what he's looking for, but then he ends up like remembering his sort of skills of being, you know, a sort of doctor. So it's kind of like interesting, like his half-life, and maybe like this person has amnesia and they start to remember things. Number 6, 2 students, a poet and a mathematician, meet and they fall in love. Of course, I think this is just so fun, and just seeing like the, I don't know, potential romance and the different ideas of like how the characters are like a poet, and how like pretty maybe, you know, her or his, I don't know, the way that they speak and the way that they view the world is so different from the mathematician, who's so like straightforward and so like, take it, please write it so I can read that romance. Number 7, a time traveler crime investigator, that seems cool, finds a couple cases which is linked from centuries apart. This sounds really fun. I remember brainstorming it with someone and just kind of like thinking about the potential of like this cool like agency where they time travel and try to solve mysteries and solve crimes and different cases from like centuries apart, or maybe like one like involves them somehow causing the crime in some sort of other time. Like, isn't that epic? Isn't that epic? Number 8, a grave is unearthed at a magic academy just as a student goes missing. This gives me Lee Wright vibes. Like, if you guys know Lee Wright's on Instagram, like this gives me vibes. I think maybe her story is kind of similar to this, where like I know there's like a grave getting unearthed, but this seems mysterious. Like, I love sort of duck academia. Ooh, number 9. Okay, it's an Alice in Wonderland retelling where the characters that Alice meet actually want to get out of Wonderland. Isn't that interesting? Because like they kind of like want her to stay kind of and slay that beast, but maybe they want her to like be her savior but in another way. Sounds really cool. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Number 10, a celestial powered object is passed onto a child when their parents unexpectedly die. And I think this gives me vibes of like Harry Potter, where, you know, Harry Potter, he doesn't really know that he's he's a wizard. You're a wizard, Harry, of course. And like this sort of vibe, like it kind of is really similar to Project Gemspell, which is one of my books that I have neglected to write, but it gives me that sort of aesthetic where it's like these interesting powers, like there's a whole world that I don't know. Wow, why did my parents tell me? I resent them but kind of want to know more. That sort of aesthetic. You guys know what I mean. Okay, let's go. Ooh, this is fun. A group of arsonists get involved in a murder of a government official. I'm gonna write that today. Like, that sounds so cool. And like the politics intrigue, and like the arsonist, and how like that's linked with like crime and like the murder. Ooh, and like maybe family sort of connections. These are some good ideas, okay? Number 12, a paranormal detective investigator group find themselves in a space between reality and the ghost world. Wow, that sounds fun. Like, can you imagine? Like, gives me like Stranger Things vibes. Again, like this just like gives me vibes of like all these different shows and like books I've already read and watched. So that sounds fun. And like, I love Ghostbusters. Oh wait, what's that? Oh, sorry, my brain. Lockwood and Co. That is such a good, I really want to rewatch it. I hope they come with a second season, but I don't think they are. It's a Netflix series. There's some really good Netflix series, but Lockwood and Co, that like gives me that vibe. So good, so good. They're like ghost hunters who can like see ghosts. So cool, so freaking cool. Number 13, we have an abandoned asylum where spirits of patients from different time periods converge and the team of investigators must survive. That's so cool. Like dead people? Wait, not dead people. Are they dead people? Where spirits of patients from different time periods converge. That's so cool, but kind of scary. Like, I would probably be scared reading that book. Okay, number 14, we have a standalone thief who runs into bad blood with an assassin who used to be their childhood friend. I think like a love romance can bloom in here. I feel like it would be like, I don't know, really interesting to go into that sort of idea of like childhood and kind of maybe do flashbacks in this sort of idea, and how like maybe they promised, or maybe they're like orphans and they promised to like serve the world, but one of them turned into an assassin, one of them turned into a thief, and they kind of had bad blood, but then kind of like maybe have to work together. That sounds so cool, an assassin working with a thief. Again, I don't approve of stealing or killing people, but that's epic. Okay, next we have number 15, which is a sculptor who sculpts the dead begin to find corpses knocking down her door one night. I rest my case. I love the sculptor aesthetic. I love it so much. And actually, I think I do have a podcast. If I can find it, I'll link in the description or the iCard, where I actually have a really cool short story where it follows like a sculptor who basically sculpts this like the god of Nike. What is my voice? Basically, she sculpts the god of Nike, and then she goes to the museum to see like that statue. Anyways, go check that out. Anyways, let's continue. Number 16, we have a snarky magical student dropout steals a relic from the school and runs away. Runs away, of course, after cursing the whole school. This is actually a story I wanted to start. So a lot of these ideas are actually books that I have started but not committed to, and it's called like Asara Keys, who's like the main character, and she basically curses the whole school, I think, and basically like no one remembers her but one boy for some reason. Of course I don't know, because I didn't write the book, and it was just an idea, and I was like writing the first chapter, and I think that's a tip also, if you guys get so excited about a new idea, which you probably are in this video, and if you do have commitments, I encourage you just to write the first chapter or first few chapters if you really want to. Just get it out of your system. Don't even plot it, just like write the first chapter, because that just seems so fun. But anyways, that's the idea. Number 17, an old Greek god wreaks a war on a simple historian student studying at Oxford after he accidentally made a pact with the devil. I'm not sure if it's a devil, maybe with Hades. Hades. Why does my voice crack? I'm not a teenage boy. Anyways, yeah, so that seems really fun. Like, doesn't that seem fun? That seems fun. Okay, let's move on. Number 18, across time traveler meets their childhood self to save them from something that could wreak havoc in the time universe. This gives me like, you know, time travelers like vibes. That seems so cool though. Like, you going back in time to like save your childhood self, but you're able to like meet them in a way. Like, it gives me like the Terminator vibes in a way. That seems so cool. Okay, we have the last two, which 19 is the top lawyer professor ends up getting involved in a murder of one of his students. He aims to represent himself in court against the crown, and I think this is really interesting. It's kind of like, I don't know, cliche. What does touche actually mean? But basically, yeah, it's just kind of like interesting that it involves one of his students, and maybe he's like a crime professor. I'm studying crime right now, and I just actually got off a call with one of my crime professors, and like, very interesting. I did really bad in the exam, and he was just telling me how much work I need to do for the next exam. But anyways, maybe I'll be the, I'm kidding. Anyways, that's the one. Last but not least, old Greek god lovers are reincarnated as two students at a university during the modern day. This just seems fun to write. Can you imagine? Like, just like these star-crossed like Greek gods just like reincarnated as immortals, but like in the modern day with like cell phones and stuff like that. How would they cope? How would they cope? Anyways, that's all the questions I have, not questions, sorry, all the ideas I have for this video. If you guys want more, I can definitely do a part 3. This is part 2, by the way. Go check out my podcast. I think I started it as a podcast, but now I've decided to make it as a more professional video because it looks a bit better, if you know what I mean. Again, check out Milanote. It's free. Go sign up to them. Again, they're just like you can tell it's created for writers and created for creatives. So if you guys just need a space, especially with NaNoWriMo coming up, use my link in the description please, and that would just mean the world to me. So thank you so much Melano for sponsoring this video. Anyways guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for supporting my channel. I have so much fun filming these videos, like it literally makes my day. So I love you guys, I love you guys, I love you guys, and I hope to see you in my next writing video.